and welcome to the All American Computer Repair Podcast. I am your host, Brandon Lapani, and what a wonderful podcast we have for you today. But first, I want to always say, as always, you can find about all of our wonderful services on our website, allamericancomputerrepair.com. And as well as on our blog, allamericancomputerrepair.com/blog, as well as all of our instructional videos on our YouTube channel, and as well as us. You can follow us on our Twitter at Lapani Tech, and you can connect to all those on our blog, again, allamericancomputerrepair.com/blog. And this is our 30th podcast. By the way, folks, we changed things a little bit, as you can find all of our archives for all of our old shows on our website, as well as on iTunes, but we used to call the show The Technology Geek. We since just got rid of that domain just because it was easier to host everything just from one place. So, again, it's the All American Computer Repair Podcast, but as well, if you listen to our archive shows, you hear it called The Technology Geek. It doesn't really matter, just the name of a show. It's still me, still the same person, just changing the name of the show a little bit. So, a lot going on in the world of tech, as always. But this week, I guess I wanted to talk about a lot of questions about, obviously, the Target hack. The Target hack happened between Black Friday and when it was announced right before Christmas there. What happened was the hackers were able to go ahead, get in, and were able to go ahead and get people's credit card numbers as well as their PIN numbers. And the reason that this hack is a little bit different than what you might have heard on sites like the if you remember a while back, you'd always hear that people stole information from the White House and posted it up. This is a little different because none of this information is being made public right now. So the reason why that is because what it looks like is that people have actually gone and actually have these hackers that have got your data as well as your PIN number have actually gone and sold the information and are trying to make money on it. The difference is usually places like the hacker groups like Anonymous and stuff like that won't actually do that. They'll take the information posted up on the web just to show that they can, just to make a point, just to get information out there that people should know. And this is a little different. This is actually a legitimate where people are going to actually sell your data, try to possibly could even steal your identity. So this is a little bit more of a concern, I think, personally, that will affect you personally. I mean, obviously, people sending out government secrets obviously is a huge thing that will affect you as an American. But in this particular case, this actually could affect you personally from a standpoint of your data, your money, your information could have been stolen from you. So this is very important information, and I think everybody should, really, there's a lot of things you can do to help protect yourself, but I really think there's a few steps you can take to really protect yourself, and I think everybody should. I know myself. I got a new debit card from the bank immediately after it happened. I know a friend of mine, another family relative, he got a card. A lot of people were hit by this. I think they said 30 million. It's one of the biggest in history. So there's some other things you can do to protect yourself. First of all, monitor your access. Don't panic yet, but just change your password to your online banking. That's the first thing I would do. I know, a lot of people say, well, they couldn't have gotten your password. I personally wouldn't take a chance. I would change my password to your online banking. Monitor your account. Monitor to make sure that nothing is being touched. If you see big charges will stand out on you, but little ones normally don't. So what you might get is people like this, what they would do is they buy, say, 1,000 credit cards, and then from these hackers, then they'll make a bunch of little purchases over, 1,000 credit cards, so it doesn't show up. So little purchases definitely need to be monitored more than the big purchases. So keep an eye, see if you notice a thing for $1 or $2 on there. The other thing too is monitor your PayPal account because they could have gotten your PayPal information. Keep an eye on that. See if you see any weird charges, online purchases especially. Obviously the person could make a card, since they have the information, they have the PIN, they could take the card, make themselves a fake card, go in and use it in a store. But the odds are a chance this type of thing, these people are going to be making online purchases. So I strongly, strongly recommend monitor yourself, online purchases from Amazon, eBay, websites overseas, anything like that, monitor that. Very, very important. Monitor your account, monitor access to your account. It doesn't hurt to call the bank and say, hey, when was the last time I accessed my account? If they say, oh, yesterday. Well, if you didn't check your online banking from your cell phone or your computer, I might want to, just check and see. So monitor that. One thing I would do is definitely contact your bank or your card provider and just say, what was a hit? And even if banks make mistakes. So even if they said to you, well, your account wasn't affected by it. If you know yourself, you were in Target or a Target affiliate on one of those days, I would take the time to go ahead and just say, hey, I would like I would like a new card sent to me and a new PIN set up. I personally would do that. Or what I would do is even call your bank and say, hey, has anybody, asked for a PIN number change? Anybody requested a new card, anything like that? Just to make sure, see what's going on with everything going on. And just to monitor your account. If you definitely know your card was hit and your card is being hit, definitely call that card up and lock the card out right away, and just say, hey, I'm not making these purchases. Lock this card out on me. That's what I would do. Because don't forget, folks, one is, if they got your debit card, they have access to your checking account. If they have your credit card, they have access to your credit card. So both are very important. One of the things too. Like I said, it definitely cancel and replace the card, change the PIN. What some other banks have done, which is very unusual in the past, what some banks have actually done is they've actually gone and given people lower card limits. This is actually huge, folks, because this is the first time that's ever been done. They actually took the major so say you were able every day to draw 500 from your account. They've actually lowered that sometimes even 200 or 300, and that's actually huge because that's never ever been done in the past. As far as anybody knows, that's never ever been done in the past to protect people's data. It's because we've never had a breach this big before, so that's probably why it's never been done. But I would definitely do that. All those steps. Some other things as well I would do, folks. First of all, I would definitely like I said, call your credit company, call the bank, call Target, call Target and ask them, you want to know if you were identified, because, somebody, could very well call you and say they are the bank and they might not be. So call Target. And if you're resident, just say, am I one of those people that was affected? Like I said, replacing your PIN, very important. I've actually gotten customers have actually called me and actually said to me, well, I'm a little nervous. I'm monitoring, but I'm not sure. If you're really nervous, there's a company out there called LifeLock. By the way, they're not, sponsor the podcast or anything like that, but there's a company out there called LifeLock. You sign up for them. They'll monitor your account for you. They give you insurance against if any of your data was stolen or anything like that. I would definitely go ahead and do that. If you're that uncomfortable with it, that's what I would definitely do. There are companies out there as well. If you want to change, a lot of people don't want to change the password, for the bank. There are a company out there, apps out there called LastPass, so they'll manage your passwords for you, so you don't have to remember all those different passwords. And the other thing as well, too, folks, take a look at your security question for your bank as well. Remember, these people have your PIN number, they have your checking account information. So I would go on there. A lot of people, with social media being what it is today, a lot of people, they make the security questions like, what's my dog name? Well, if I go on your Facebook, I can find out what your dog's name is and then reset your password on you. So I would go ahead and just check even change your security question. I would even go as far as that. And that's not, paranoia. That's me just, trying to make people safe, make people more comfortable that their data wasn't stolen. So I would be very, 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 very careful with that. And, just make sure, folks, just keep an eye on your account, keep an eye, make sure things, are okay. And just monitor it. Check your banking every couple of days. When your statement comes in, make sure all your checks were cashed. Make sure nothing, looks out of the ordinary when you get your statement, especially the online purchases and the little small purchases that you won't notice. And if you do see your account, being compromised, immediately call your bank, call, Target or any of them, and just, double check. And the other thing is too, folks, it's Christmas time. You're making a lot of purchases. You may have, missed a purchase. You think, you may say, oh, I didn't make this purchase. Well, I probably made it in a rush on the line or something like that before I was on my way to work one day. And, people, especially the time of year the credit card was stolen. This is the time of year where everybody's making a lot of purchases. You might let one or two things slip through on your checking account, so you might not notice it. So it's very important, look at that statement, know what purchases you made, know when you made them and where you made them. Check, save your receipts. I tell people all the time, with online banking, people don't save paper receipts anymore, Save those receipts. Look at your account. Check to make sure that you made that purchase on that day. Very, very important. So some other things as well, folks, that we're talking about in security. Those of you that have Washington Post accounts, by the way, they were compromised again, hacked again, taken down. Third time in 3 years. If you have a Washington Post account, I strongly recommend you change the password again. It's just a lot of things like that going on. With security, obviously, I'm sure everybody reads the news. There's just so much going on in the world of security right now, people with hacking and all that type of stuff. So you just want to be very careful, really keep your eyes on things. There's a lot going on. Obviously always, use antivirus, malware protection, spy about malware. Like I said, having a app like LastPass, stuff like that to keep your password safe, all that stuff's so important in today's security world and just in everyday's computing, because everything's electronic. You really need to keep your stuff safe. I do have, like I said, a little bit of a background in information security, and it's so important. There is right now there's a vulnerability. People are resetting people's passwords by guessing, just by going on their Facebook and just guessing, people's passwords, because people put so much up on Facebook and so much up on Twitter. And then, people make their security questions things that they can remember. So as long as I'm your friend on Facebook, I can guess your stuff. And believe it or not, most people that hack your accounts are actually people believe it or not. Scary as that sounds in today's world, but it really is the truth. So some other things as well going on in the world of technology. Obviously, I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas, and obviously this is New Year's Eve. We're recording this, so I hope everybody has a wonderful New Year's as well. Some other things as well, big updates to products like the Chromecast. A lot of people I know purchased Chromecast over the holidays. Definitely was a worthwhile purchase. Now you can actually go ahead and can actually watch, HBO run on the Chromecast. A little clunky yet, but they're getting there. Obviously, Hulu Plus. So many things, you can watch on the Chromecast. And for $35, I know a lot of people got the Chromebooks, the cheaper laptops. Those were a good investment as well. Those are really neat. Obviously, you have to always be connected to the internet. But again, definitely a big Christmas gift this year, as well as the cheaper Chromebook tablets, very, very popular as well over the holiday season. I mean, for $50, you get yourself a 7-inch tablet. It really is a wonderful buy, especially I believe Black Friday they're even giving them away. I know a couple people, a friend of mine, stood in line at Radio Shack for a while and actually got themselves a very good tablet for a very cheap price. So some other things as well when we're talking about technology. For a little more the high-end type of stuff, obviously Oracle, there's a big article about them, how they're really, really dominating the cloud computing market, and they're really competing with IBM and Salesforce and all those type of companies. Cloud computing is the future. And, a lot of things really, especially on the back end of the internet, really require databases. And Oracle, such a huge company as they are, they've acquired, obviously over the last couple of years, they've acquired companies. Like especially they've acquired companies like MySQL. They've acquired so many other companies, OpenOffice, all that stuff, and they're really competing heavily now with Google for the apps market as far as the OpenOffice and Google Docs. They're competing pretty strongly, as well as in the back end and the database end. So a lot of things really going on there. The app market obviously very, very. I don't want to say it's bloated, but it definitely is getting huge. Snapchat obviously was a huge thing that they turned down. That huge acquisition, $3 billion from Facebook, because they want to continue doing their thing. So really, really amazing stuff going on with Snapchat. It actually is a fun app. I'm not going to lie to myself. I do use it. I think it's a lot of fun. But the only thing I don't like about it is if you actually go ahead and take Snapchat, pictures, you actually don't, you actually can't, save those pictures. That's the only thing I really don't like about it. But I hear they're working on something like that to really try to go ahead and change the landscape as far as that particular piece goes. Some other things as well, Facebook, they're saying losing the younger crowd to places like Tumblr, and LinkedIn really obviously took, they're saying really, taking some competition away from Facebook. In my opinion, Facebook is, I think Facebook still, there's so many people on Facebook nowadays. I really think it's very, very hard for anybody to, to really, it's definitely not going to go anywhere. Maybe it's losing the younger crowd, but it still is quite popular. So, some other things as well. As a lot of people know, I'm also a ham radio operator. And one of the things that is really neat is there's a new program out there by the ARRL, the National Association for Amateur Radios. It's actually a neat thing coming out right now to support teachers and institutions in wireless technology. Not only just ham radio, but really helping to support educators, bringing people aware of wireless technologies, bringing them aware of electronics and all that type of stuff. It's a very, very interesting program as well, and the people that are interested in it, they're trying to make people aware of many different types and compatibilities and limitations of wireless technology. They're trying to trying to teach people the ability to select appropriate wireless technology to convey, messages and how to send messages wirelessly. Not just so much texting, but to find how that text message gets to somebody else. It really is amazing, and they're trying to help the students adapt and adjust wireless technology to the changing conditions, not just so much with ham radio, but, just wireless technologies in general, flying drones, how, I know for a fact, they're, flying drones, there's a lot of wireless technology involved with that, flying remote control planes, all that stuff that kids do, teaching them how, wireless technology integrates and how they can use it to do more than just, instead of just driving that little RC car around, how they can actually make it do more by integrating with wireless technologies. Really is an amazing program out there. There actually is grants out there on the actual site. From the ARRL, where they actually supply you with radio equipment. Not, like I said, not just ham radio, but just radio equipment in general. They'll send teachers to a 4-day training course to learn all about wireless technologies. Like I said, there's so many grants and resources out there. Not to mention too, they have the grant program right now, which is really great. And also donations. They're getting tons of donations from people to the project. So it really is a wonderful, wonderful project. They actually have like a camp every year for the kids. Kids can go away. So, they get in school all year, then they can go away to a 4-day camp over the summer. Really is a really a wonderful program. And there's so many schools right now that actually have ham radio and wireless clubs. It really is amazing and has really, really grown. One of the gentlemen from the Eagles, I forget the gentleman's name, but one of the gentlemen from the band, the Eagles, a very, very big supporter, been very, very heavily working with these people and really getting this program off the ground. It really is a wonderful program. If anybody out there is an educator or anything like that, and you're interested in this, I can give you more information. I'm involved with this as well. If you can go ahead, like I said, and contact us, we're more than willing to help you out and help you get this going at schools. It really is a wonderful program, and it really is wonderful how well funded it is. So please, like I said, if you're interested, go ahead. You can contact us on our website, allamericancomputerrepair.com. And we'll be more than happy to go ahead and help you get this set up in the school district. It really is an amazing program. We're very lucky that they're very, very lucky to have have the support of the ARRL with this. So some other things as well. Like I said, talking about technology, I did want to get off on that topic just for a minute because I'm very, very interested in it. There's a lot of things as well going on with Windows 8, obviously. CES is coming up, the Consumer Electronics Conference, and first, one of the things we learned before even the conference started is that Panasonic and obviously Sony are not working together anymore on the collaboration project for the TV. So that's kind of a big loss. They've been working together for years on that, but I guess they all just felt that it wasn't working out. So they're kind of getting, they're kind of they wanted to get out of their partnership. So. But really, at the Consumer Electronics Conference, from what I'm reading, over the last year, there's been a very, very rapid plummet in sales of laptops and desktops. And I know a lot of people have been saying to me, it's because the tower is dead, the laptop's dead, it's all on the phone and on tablet. Actually, the truth, and I don't totally buy into that. I do believe maybe there's less sales because of that. I do believe that, but I do believe part of the problem is, I don't know if anybody remembers when Vista came out several years ago, the huge plummet in PC sales because people just didn't want Vista. They wanted to stay with XP. And if you remember, they actually had to extend XP's life, and PC manufacturers had to actually offer for like a $10 upgrade to stay with XP. That was a big thing at the time. And I really do believe that part of the reason why the plummet in PC sales is the way it is right now is not only just because of not only just because of the changing times of the tablet and the cloud, but I do really believe it's because of Windows 8. Windows 8 has gotten terrible reviews, has gotten terrible. It's just been terrible. It's just done a number. The server side of things, the Windows 2012 server actually has the Windows 8 interface, so server sales are down. Microsoft actually, they've actually declared the first loss because of Windows 8. And like I said, I do believe that part of the changing times is the reason maybe why PC sales aren't doing as well. But I do believe the incredible dip is because of people just not wanting Windows 8 and not upgrading their PC. Being in the PC market ourselves, we see so much 7 and XP, but not many people buying new machines with 8 right now. They don't like it. They don't want it. And normally people are, and now Microsoft obviously canceling Windows 8 support, canceling Windows XP support, forcing people to 8, but I think more people are actually looking to upgrade to 7. We get a lot of requests for people to upgrade to 7 and Windows 2008 R2. I don't see many people asking to upgrade to 8 or asking to upgrade to 2012 server. So I do think it's the changing times, but I do believe it's Microsoft putting out one of the worst products they've ever put out. I really think that's a huge, huge part of it. So obviously they're planning at CES to go ahead and actually what Microsoft looks like what these PC manufacturers are going to do is they're going to release dual OS machines. What that means now is you will get a Windows partition and a Android OS partition or a Chrome partition. So this way people, if they're unsatisfied with one, they can go to the other. A lot of PC manufacturers are doing this for the simple reason is they need to sell units. When it comes down to it, Asus, Dell, HP, all them, Lenovo, it comes down to we need to sell units. And, the Android OS has been, really outselling the Windows, Windows platform on the tablet. And, Chromebooks and Apple are selling much better than Windows machines, just because of the sheer simplicity and just of how well they run. Microsoft's PC, Windows 8 really didn't do so great. And it really had hurt PC sales tremendously. Most people that have laptops have cell phones and have tablets. I really don't believe the tablet market really killed the PCs. I think a crummy OS is killing the PCs. And the same thing happened, like I said, when Vista came out. It was the exact same thing. When Vista came out, I remember, people didn't want it. And they were offering, PC manufacturers offered $10 upgrades to put XP on the machine. So, big thing there. And, sometimes things just don't catch on. Dell, when they came out with the Red Hat computer, I thought that was the coolest thing. Being a Linux guy myself, being a Mac guy, I thought, well, this is great. But it ended up turning out people didn't want Linux machines. People wanted Windows machines. And I do like Windows 7. A lot of my customers are on Windows 7. I think it's a great OS. I love it. I'll keep it until the day Microsoft doesn't support it anymore. I personally myself don't like Windows 8 and I won't go to it. My Windows desktop is a Windows 7 machine and it's going to stay a Windows 7 machine. I'm not going to spend the money to upgrade to 8. Microsoft even tried to push people to 8 with that, that $40 upgrade. For the first, I think it was for 6 months, 8 was out. It was you got the, what was it? I think it was for like 20. I think it was for like $40 you can upgrade. Not a lot of people did it. Nobody cared. It's just one of those things. It just didn't catch on for Microsoft. So it's one of those things. But at that CES, they're actually going to looks like they might take a big swing at Microsoft by making multi OS computers. First time that's ever been done before. So it's pretty amazing. So some other stuff as well that possibly happening at CES. Obviously, they're talking about some other products as well. They're talking about apparently they're saying Acer is going to release a huge TravelMate machine that's going to be the P645 Ultrabook. That's going to be almost $1,000 for that. Some other stuff as well. Looks like Dropbox will soon let you merge your work and personal accounts. That was something as well that been talking about, and it's probably going to be released at CES. So, as well as obviously before the holidays, the Xbox came out and some other stuff came out as well. So, LinkedIn, as we all know, purchased that major app called Pulse. And that was obviously a big thing as well that came out. As well, you had the iTunes radio users. They were saying that they've played over 1 billion songs in the month so far. Only in a month. That was a huge thing. Obviously, the Sony launching the PlayStation app for the iOS, that was a huge thing as well. It's really amazing, and and then obviously a lot of other things have happened, as well over the course of the the holidays and all type of stuff. Obviously, the Samsung S4 and the iPhone 5, the 0-day exploits that were revealed at Pwn to Own, that was a big thing. Obviously the Mac Rumors forum hacked. Obviously not owned by Apple, but is actually one of the biggest forums around, that had almost 860,000 accounts compromised. Obviously, security updates, for Adobe Flash Player, Cold Fusion came out. And obviously, Microsoft set to reveal, obviously deliver some patches for the Office 0-day exploit. And some other things as well, too, talking about CES coming up as well in my notes here. Obviously, Marissa Mayer, the CEO of Yahoo, obviously is going to headline the 2014 CES keynote, which is pretty cool. She's been with Yahoo for quite some time now, and obviously she's going to headline the keynote for the 2014 CES. So very, very cool. And it's really really amazing thing. And some other things as well too is kind of funny. It was just a note I have here from Mashable. Obviously, Under Armour buys that map MyFitness for that app for $150 million. I thought that was pretty crazy. So what else too? There's a couple things as well going on as well in the news. And obviously there was a BBC is reporting that thieves are infecting ATM machines with malware using USB sticks. Malware creates a backdoor that can access the front panel. Thieves are damaging the ATMs to access those USB ports, and then patching in and actually uploading malware to that to actually get. The thieves use a 12-digit PIN code and are able to actually capture, change the software, put a little bug in it, and are actually able to capture ATM cards and PINs. So that was a big thing as well, being posted on BBC. So a lot of stuff going on in the world of technology and all that type of stuff. As always, I want to thank everybody for listening to the podcast. And like I said, we do this pretty much every week. And as always, you can find all of our information, obviously, on our website, allamericancomputerrepair.com. You can find all of our services on there. Our blog, allamericancomputerrepair.com/blog. Our Twitter @LapandyTech. Our Facebook, our YouTube page. You can find all of our videos on there. I want to thank everybody for listening, and we will see you next week. Thank you very much.